Okay, if you've seen the ministry update video, the last one I did, I talked about Stephen Anderson, and Anderson. I always say Anderson for some reason, but I talked about him and I said that it's kind of weird. He's coming out with like 30 different language translations of his ridiculous anti-Semitic video hating the Jewish people. And I said, what's the deal? I mean, why all the attention? Why all the money being put into this Marching to Zion documentary? And, I thought, too, it's kind of like, why is he coming out with this thing in 5 different parts? And I was kind of scratching my head about this, and I thought, okay, what's the deal? I mean, his account isn't, messed up like mine. Somehow, the guy has all these sodomites that hate him and all these other groups that hate him, and yet his channel doesn't get any kind of copyright notice stuff put on it or anything. Interesting. I mean, he can threaten the president's life, but his channel's just fine. But, he can put out full-length films. So why bring it out in 5 parts? And I said something to my wife about this morning, and she just looked at me and she says, well, the Illuminati law of 5s. And I thought, yeah, how about that? You see, Satanists like to use the number 5. The number 5 is death in the Bible. And let me just show you something. If you've seen my video, is Anderson a member of the Illuminati? I was talking about this man here, Russell Anderson, who was the big money man behind Jack Hyles and the whole Hyles-Anderson. He's the one that's Anderson, Hyles-Anderson College out there. And here's the book, From the Coal Mines to the Gold Mines, authorized biography of the life of Russell Anderson by Cindy Scapp, whose husband is now in prison for sexually, molesting a 17-year-old. But here you have in the inside cover, 5 points sum up the life of Dr. Russell Anderson, millionaire and philanthropist. It's funny because that's what they say about Illuminati people. They're philanthropists. They're very interested in philanthropy. They'll say that about the Rockefellers and things. But there he has 5 different laws, 5 different principal things there. Here we have Masonry Beyond the Light by William Schneblin. And here you have the Illuminati law of 5s. Again, I'm not going to read all this for sake of time. But it starts out there. This is the German here, Deutsche. But you have chaos, you have discord. The next is confusion. Let me start over there so you can see it and read it. You can pause it and read it. Discord, confusion. Again, Weishaupt, Adam Weishaupt was the Jesuit that started the Illuminati. Then you have bureaucracy. Of course, we don't know anything about that today, do we? Going down through there. Lastly, you have aftermath. Okay? So again, the Illuminati law of 5s. That's why you had Winston Churchill, and he'd go like this. They'd say, oh, that's V for victory. Or it's Roman numeral 5. Nixon, he'd go like this, put his hands up. Roman numeral 5, Illuminati law of 5s. Jack Hyles come out. He'd do the same thing. It's not peace symbol. Okay, that's what they just tell the uninitiated, ignorant masses. And here, of course, we have the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius, the holiest book for the Jesuits. On page 53, zoom in a little bit here. Method of making the general examination of conscience. This examination contains 5 points. And I talked about this in the study on the satanic spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius. And all through the book, it's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. They use 5 all the time. So I find it kind of ironic that Stephen Anderson would come out with his anti-Semitic Jewish hate film. He comes out with it in 5 parts. That's just a coincidence, though, I'm sure. We mustn't believe in conspiracies, as I've stated many times in the past. That's, just for crazy people. Sure, right.